In Africa, new breeding innovations are some of the important tools the continent is eyeing to improve agricultural productivity for its crops and livestock sector. Experiences from those countries that have taken lead in applying new breeding innovations, like the Americas, Argentina, Brazil, are already showing very promising results. As we have highlighted in this brief, the primary focus on application of new breeding tools for sub-Saharan Africa must respond to the key agricultural challenges that are bedeviling this continent. Key among them, pest and disease infestation with climate change, and also drought due to drastic climatic conditions and changes. So African researchers have already taken up the tools, and we believe it will require a lot of consultations, it will require a lot of consolidation, and so by capturing what is happening in Africa by our researchers, we believe that this is going to be an important tool and an important knowledge product for building the confidence and also getting our policymakers and industry players locally to invest in this research to bring it to commercialization. At the AfriCenter, we recently, through the Africa Biennial Biosciences Communication Symposium, ABBC, launched the Africa Coalition on Communicating about Genome Editing. And I'm calling upon African researchers to register their projects so that in the next brief, we are definitely going to take a bigger chapter. The trailblazer projects in Africa include development of striga-resistant sorghum that is addressing a very destructive weed, the striga, that affects sugarcane, rice, maize, and many other important crops in Africa. We also have the maize leather necrosis disease, another very devastating disease for the corn sector, and it is also getting into other crops. In the livestock sector, we have seen good progress in research on trypanosomes resistant cattle and goats, and moving further, we are also seeing other traits, for example, heat tolerance in dairy cattle. Discussions about how the new breeding tools are going to be regulated in Africa have already kicked off, and there are two lines of thought. One is developing guidelines that look at genome editing products or the end products, whether they have a novel trait, and others where we already have we don't have the presence or detectable novel traits in the end products. And it is clear that a number of countries, for example, Kenya, has already developed guidelines that clearly differentiate that products of genome editing that do not end with a novel trait should be regulated as conventional products, while those that end with a novel trait should go through the same applications of regulatory system in place for genetically modified crops. Nigeria has also taken up development of the regulatory system by incorporating genome editing in its Biosafety Act, and the Biosafety Agency is now preparing to develop guidelines to help in moving research in that country, where a lot of researchers are already starting their basic research on genome editing. So the conversations are vibrant, and we have seen other countries like Ethiopia, Malawi, Uganda, and even South Africa, where there's a lot of negotiation on exactly how best to place Africa at the forefront as a front runner, so that we don't end up with the same mode of debates and prolonged discussions, pull and push, experienced with genetic modification. We appreciate the teams that have put together this brief, which is going to be a catalyst for bringing together players in the field of new breeding innovations to ensure that we are building coalitions of the winning teams that are going to make science matter by ensuring that we are delivering products faster and for the benefit of all our global citizenry.